Hello, you guys. Remarking one of the greatest games of the all time was never going to be an easy task. So, Metal Gear Solid Delta, the Snake Eater, is taking the bully by the horns by remastering one of the most beloved games in the franchise, and that's Metal Gear Solid 3. First released in 2004 for PlayStation 2, Metal Gear Solid was a smash hit and only been cemented in the minds of the fans more that years have gone by. Aging more like a fine wine than a cheese, Metal Gear Solid 3 has most released of any other series. Besides the original version, the game has been re-released as an HD edition as well as 3D version of Nintendo 3DS. Not to forget the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection that also included the HD edition. And yes, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is yet another release of the game held in high regard by the fans, a risky move to tamper with a classic like this. So has Konami got Metal Gear back on the right track, or this another Metal Gear survive? Let's find out. When I first brought Metal Gear Solid 3 on PlayStation 2, it was the original version per substance and it was quite difficult experience for me at the time. I had never considered myself as an elite player or any franchise, just enjoying of many different games. And Metal Gear Solid was still one of my favorite franchises, so to be unable to complete the latest version was quite a downer. My original impressions were not very high. And picking up the substance helped me a little when it released, as allowed to freely control the camera whenever it is the original, it was the fixed camera. So I gave up on Metal Gear Solid 3 altogether for many years. And I haven't even finished 4 by the time it got the version I first fully completed. The 3DS version Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater 3D one of my best and finally connected with the beat, and I loved it entirely. MGS3 is a masterpiece by a genius at the top of his game. You know the name, the Hideo Kojima, who since parted ways with the Konami and created his own studio and IP, found his magnum opus, in my humble opinion, when he gave Snake Eater to the world. The right amount of crazy supernatural villains blended with all unashamedly James Bond vibe gave us a prequel to the entire series that in my mind has never been topped by any other entry that followed. To have Konami announce Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater as a full remaster remake the original had me worried after the first attempt in the Metal Gear game without the Kojima. It just didn't work. And this isn't a franchise you can just slap on over any game and have the fans slap it over under the brand of the recognition or churn it yearly interactions. Metal Gear s- Special takes time, and up until now, I would say whatever it takes to, to play the game. So let's continue. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake is either one-to-one remarkable remaster of the original game. It follows every story behind and even retains the 2004 voice acting. David Hunter did his best work in 3, so the fact that they never recast their voice was the only choice for them to avoid an online lynch mob up in arms. Does anyone remember when he was left out of Metal Gear Solid 5? Yes, that would have gone down worse than that. The voice acting from the whole cast is absolutely superb, and the lines are delivered with the right amount of punch and zest, keeping the soundtrack the same, what also delivered. An infamously mean section in the game when the snake sea ascends a ladder for 3 minutes while the theme song plays, a historical moment that has also had to remain untouched. And you know, that's the thing with Delta. It works because they have largely left full package untouched. Sure, there are new additions to beef up the package, like the side games on the menu, but even those were from the original game, just presented slightly different here. The whole thing looks spectacular. I played on PlayStation 5 before hopping into the PlayStation 5 Pro, and it's stunning on both consoles. Remained its Unreal Engine 5, everything just feels modern while keeping the aesthetics of the original. In my first run of the story for this interview, I would like found one glitch issue in the whole game during the boss fight with the walking shotgun on near the end. First, cropping up in the most motorbike chances sequence were some defined ledgy moments where the animation seemed to the drag. After the Bale Bridge, when you fight him while he's in a tank, there were some glitches as I aimed to fire the RPG. Outside of those two hiccups, the experience was better than I had imagined. The boss fight remained challenging and vivid as ever. The final fight with the boss was particularly challenging, and I still lost a couple of times at the place, so I bumped before I had finished the job. The quirks from the beginning shine, and the right amount of camp, all now seen through a shiny Unreal 5 tune-up. For the newcomers to the franchise, this is the best trending point, as it's the best way to play the game now. The original has aged well, but the controls and the easier difficulty options make this way more acceptable for those who weren't great at stealth games. Collecting all the titles and costumes will be the reason I go back in time again and again, and I need to hunt down all of those rubber frogs and ducks hidden throughout the leaves. I mean, Delta Snake Eater is so well done that you think that Hideo Kojima himself was involved. In fact, I reckon he may never imagine way more and challenging things if he revised. So actually, Delta might be the ideal remake, like Silent Hill 2 remake remastered. Konami has knocked out in the park of these things. I'm very glad that I've recognized the original team in the credits and through literally every minute, and I had the game so far. This upcoming online mode for the game was delayed from the launch, but ongoing support is saying that the title is already works. Hopefully, this sells enough for them to finally remaster the game. And yeah, so recreating a masterpiece is not easy, but with Metal Gear Solid Data Snake Eater, Konami has delivered a near flawless remake, one of the gaming greatest titles. This is stunning recreation built in Unreal Engine 5, retains the iconic story, superb voice acting, and a memorable soundtrack of the 2004 classic while modernizing in graphics our controls. By standing true to the original vision and adding new accessibility features, this remake is definitely way both veterans and newcomers to experience the genius of the Metal Gear Solid 3. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.